presents School is Now in Session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschooled.
The Homeschooled Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey.
Welcome back to Homeschooled Podcast. I'm Agostino Zoida. Hey, everybody. It's good to hear from you. Hopefully it's good to hear from me. Another a little better late than never episode. I hope you guys had a fantastic Thanksgiving weekend, a long Thanksgiving weekend. I hope you had a lot of great content to listen to. I hope you enjoyed the last episode with the news segment that we're introducing, the rewatchables, talking about movies and stuff. I love movies. It's a segment I want to introduce on here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But, right now we're going back to our usual format, which is Homeschooled Podcast, some OG format. It's me, your host, Agostino Zoida, and I don't have a guest. I don't have a co-host today. And I guess got a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. But first, I would like to remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by Puffy Mattress. In case you forgot, Puffy Mattress is still one of our sponsors. Guys, I've had my Puffy Mattress for over a year now. Thing is still great. It's still one of the best memory foam mattresses I've ever had in my entire life. And I get a great night's sleep, I'm a tired guy. I work a lot. And I got to tell you, I always get great sleep on my mattress. And there's a lot of options for mattresses out there. I know you see all the ads all the time. You click on YouTube and you got a commercial for a new mattress that gets delivered to your door in a little box. You watch the people unveil it and it poofs up. There's a ton of those out there. I've tried Puffy Mattress. I love it. It's a great it's a great time of year to give someone the gift of a good night's sleep. If there's someone special in your life, you want to get them something that shows them that you're important to them, that their rest and their well-being is important to them. Or for yourself, I highly recommend Puffy Mattress. If you use my link, we're going to get you $300 off. Obviously, it's a high quality mattress. Prices vary from, whether you want a twin, a full, a queen, a king, California king. I got the queen size myself. It's fine for me and my wife. I'm going to get you $300 off. Not only that, when you use my link, they're also going to throw in the king size puffy pillow, which I've had my puffy pillow since I've had the mattress. I got to tell you guys, I still, for a year now, sleep with that thing, and I can't go back to any pillow. I go on the road, and I stay in hotels. 5-star hotels, nothing matches my puffy pillow that I have at home, and I absolutely love it. If you just want to go buy the pillow, use my link, okay? It's great. And my neck's been hurting me a little bit the past couple of weeks, and I couldn't figure out why. And then it hit me one night when I was going to sleep. I'm like, wait a minute, where's my puffy pillow? And it turns out my wife had moved it for whatever reason. She was making the bed, and then she, during the busy November month, she threw it over on the side chair, and then and I just didn't even realize that it was gone. I was just so used to it. I would just go to bed on my usual pillows, and every night I was waking up with my neck hurting a little bit. And I'm like, what happened? Then I realized my puffy pillow was gone. Brought that back. Now, past several nights I've been sleeping great. I got my puffy pillow back. Anyway, get on it. It's the holiday season. I got great gift ideas for you. This episode is also brought to you by Masterclass. Masterclass makes a great holiday gift for yourself and for someone else. They have all these deals right now, guys. It used to, cost you a fortune if you wanted to take a course in something that you're passionate about, something you want to educate yourself more on, a cooking class, baking, you want to learn to play guitar, comedy class, writing, poetry writing, screenplay writing, directing, filmmaking, how to be a better entertainer. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and they just keep adding more. There's so many different courses you can take, and now, thanks to Masterclass, you can take it in the comfort of your own home, and most importantly, on your own schedule. The biggest thing keeping people from their dreams is their schedule. They think they don't have time for it. They think they can't afford it, and you can do it. Masterclass makes all of that possible. It's no longer a time for allowing your dreams to be dreams. And it makes a great holiday gift. So right now, you can sign up for Masterclass, and it works like a Netflix subscription. There's many different ways to do it. You can buy several courses individually, but you can have access to the entire Masterclass site and all their courses. And it's a great thing to share with the whole house. Somebody else in the house wants to do cooking, somebody else wants to do comedy or writing. It's just great for everybody to share. You get a monthly subscription just like you do your Netflix account. Okay, it ain't gonna break the bank. It works on your schedule, and it's time to start going after those things that you're passionate about. So click the link in the description, help support the Homeschool Podcast, and start marking that holiday shopping off your list with Masterclass. Whole bunch of more ideas. I got stuff for your pets. I got pizza ovens. I got everything. Go to homeschoolpod.com, click on sponsors, and browse through all the products and services that support this show. And that's a great way that you can support the show. But the best way to support the show is to go to homeschooledpod.com and click on merch. Pick up a t-shirt, a sticker. We got coffee mugs. I got hoodies. Right now, my entire website, whether it's Homeschool Podcast merch or the AugostinoComedian.com merch for my tour stuff, all of it is 20% off for Cyber Week until Monday. That's when it ends. Use promo code, all caps, promo code Cyber Week to get 20% off, and you're supporting the show. Now that 40% of this episode is going to be freaking sponsors, but anyway. Welcome back. We know you have a lot of options out there for podcasts, so we really appreciate you tuning in and giving us a try. Like I said, we're introducing new segments, so maybe once a week, every 2 weeks, we're going to have the movie talk on here. But now we're getting back to basics, which is stand-up comedy talk, following your dreams talk, motivational stuff, overcoming walls and boundaries and things like that. Sorry guys, I'm completely out of it. I'm like forcing myself to do this podcast today because I don't like doing the podcast with you guys. I just overwhelmingly exhausted. I've been off the road now for like a week or two. No tour dates. I plan on taking the rest of the year off, just staying home with family and catching up on some projects like my documentary writing and doing some LA spots. And it seems like I'm busier than when I was on the road. Like there's less time in a day. I'm doing 10-hour shifts at work, and then I'm coming home and, working on projects, and now I'm doing the podcast. Hardly any time to work out. Got to spend a little time with the wife, you know what I mean? You have dinner, and after this podcast, I'm running back out again to the Comedy Store. Got to show face over there. So, just getting a little exhausted. I'm getting older, guys. I'm getting old. Now, I don't want to insult anyone out there by, who's older than me. They probably got way more energy than me. I don't know, but I feel like I'm old for my age. I'm getting old. This industry has beat me down for many, many years. I'm going on 13 years, raised like a college education in the stand-up comedy clubs. And I'll tell you what I've learned about getting older, or what getting older means to me, which it maybe not what it means to me, and maybe not what it means at all, but at least right now, in this phase of my life, it's what I'm realizing. This is what getting older means to me. It's figuring out which people are actually the greatest people in your life. Out of all the people in your life, all of them, a lot of which you thought were like friends, family, close, you thought more of. Getting older is realizing that there's a hell of a lot of people in your life that don't mean as much to you, that aren't as close to you, that wouldn't go out on a limb for you. They're a little bit more fake than they made themselves out to be. As time went on, you saw their true colors. That's what life is, just realizing which people in your life are your favorite people, and then they start to die. This is the sad truth of getting older in life. But I'm not here to be a little downer. The real thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today is that there's actually a lot of upside to getting older. There's a lot to say about growth and experience. Is my mic a little low? Let me turn my mic up a tiny bit. Hopefully that's better. There's a lot to say about, obviously experience. Let me tell you something that I experienced for most of my life, especially stand-up comedy career, and that probably a lot of you experience all the time in your everyday life, or whatever it is you're passionate about, whatever your dream you're following. Obviously me, stand-up comedy universe with you guys, and maybe something else, but everybody's probably felt this or is feeling this. And what that is watching your peers get things that you're not getting, that you probably feel like you deserve better than they do. Whether you worked harder or whether you feel you're more talented or better at it. And for whatever reason, they got it, they're getting it, and you're not. So, what's great about getting older and wiser and learning things as you go is that feeling still comes around from time to time. The feeling of looking around and saying, "Oh, that guy, I'm way funnier than him. Why does that guy have everything?" I have wisdom now. I used to feel like that all the time about certain things, but the wisdom that I have now is you gotta stop and you gotta just look at reality, that for whatever reason, this person got that and you didn't for now. And they may or may not even be in this in several years. You have to just focus on yourself. You can't compare yourself to other people's success, which is a cliche to say, but it's absolutely true. You can't compare yourself to other people's success because everybody's on their own journey. And you have to know that in the long haul, you're in this. There's guys and girls at each profession that will work at something for a while until they realize it's not their dream anymore and give up. Or they will work at something really hard for a while and their goals will find them sooner than most. And then there's these guys that, they don't give up and they're not successful, but they are just always going to be there and they're never going to give up and they're always going to be in this regardless of how hard it gets, regardless if you never make it. Like there's the guys who have no finish line. They just, this is what I do, good or for better or for worse, good or bad, this is what I do. There's no finish line. It's just, I'm doing this forever. And when you do something like that, you only know that you're going to get better at it and better at it. So you just say to yourself, like, imagine where I'm going to be, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Imagine where I'm going to be. I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm just not going to give up on my dreams. It's just not even, I'm living the dream. I get to do what I actually want to do. I'm constantly working on growth and trial and error and working. So there's those guys that they just, it's going to, you're going to get so good at it because you're doing it for so long. You're already good and you're only going to get better because you're going to do it for so long with no end, no plans for ever reaching any type of goal, because when you reach a goal, there'll be another one right behind it. Sky's the limit type of guys. There's those guys that somewhere down the road, they might be in their 50s or even older, 50s, 60s. Who knows? You could even be like 70. I know guys that are in their 70s that peaked. that you might actually get some recognition. You might actually get those things that some guys have now that you're jealous about or whatever, or how come I didn't get it. You might get those things that long later. I think I'm one of those dudes. It's not really going to blow up and be a name and have a large following. I hope I'm wrong, but I just think it's going to take a very, very long time. It's already been 13 years, which is not a long time. There's so many more comics that are way more seasoned than I am, and I just think I'm one of those guys, like, I feel like nobody really knew who Burr was until he was closer to 50. Bill Cosby didn't get his own show until he was closer to 50. A lot of these guys were not really that well known until they were way into their 40s, and I just think that, I started young. I think that there's hopes for me in the terms of getting older. But that's what's great about getting older, is having this wisdom of letting go to insecurities or comparisons to where other people are in their career. Because they may have that now, but they may also not have what you're going to have, which is more long term. They may have something great now, which is short term. And that's always been like that. It's always been on that on every level I have gone through. Each time you break through a new level in your career, or just your journey or growth or whatever it is, each time you break through a new level, you're experiencing the same thing over and over again, just on a new level. And it seems obvious, but you really don't start to realize that until years later and you look back. Like, I am experiencing the same exact things I did in the beginning. There was in the beginning, you're doing it maybe a year, let's say 2 years, and you sit there and go like, oh, how come that guy got to host the show at this club? You know what I mean? This club never books me. There'll be a time years later where you don't even want to host. If somebody paid you to host, you'd say, no, thank you, I'm done with hosting. I put in my dues. I'm a middle act now. And then eventually you go, no, I headline now. I don't want to open for no. But there's, different levels. For example, the hosting thing is like, you'll be at a level where you wish that you were the guy that the club called when they needed a host, and or when they needed a comic canceled, and they call you there's a guy that they call, and you go there and you're like, hey, this guy wasn't originally on the lineup. You're like, yeah, but somebody dropped out, so we called him. And you sit there and go like, why aren't I the guy that they call? I'm way better than that guy. What am I doing that he's not doing? What am I doing wrong? Am I not kissing enough ass? You ask yourself these things. But at the same time, you're just comparing someone in your level. And as time went on, as I said, you didn't even want that stuff anymore. People change after you put in your dues and you realize, what you're beyond and what your worth is after a while, or what you're willing and not willing to do after a while. And then, you go to a new level, and there'll be a guy who, they let him headline on a Wednesday night. And you're like, what is it? The improv is headlining this guy on a Wednesday. If they needed somebody to headline on a Wednesday, how come he's headlining on a Wednesday? I got more time than him. I'm funnier than him. He's not even really selling out. He's doing half the room. I could do half the room. Things like that. You'll go like, you could just get constant comparison. And then it goes up even further, and you go like, why does this guy get the spot on that TV show, on the HBO special, and I don't? I should have those things. And every level you go through, there's somebody who's getting the thing that you want, and why aren't you getting it? But every single time, you've either grown out of the thing that you wanted, or the person who has the thing that you currently want, they grew out of it. And they're on to other things. Maybe they quit. But it's the guys that weren't looking for an end, that weren't looking to hit a goal and retire. HBO special. I did my HBO special, so I have all the success that I'm no longer going to keep fighting to be the best that I can be and be even better than that. Keep growing. It's those guys that don't even have a finish line in their sights, and they don't plan on it. Why do you need a finish line if you don't ever stop racing? There's those guys that are just in it. Not looking for an end. I'm not looking to get there quicker. This is what I do, and I'm going to keep getting better at it, and I'm going to keep doing it until I just get better and better and better. And there is no until. I'm just going to keep doing that. And those are the guys that in the long run get things. And it's not until you get a little older, a little wiser, and you have a little bit more experience under your belt that you start to realize that you know those things. I'm not going to say it's going to go away. It may always be there. How come that guy got that TV show? That guy booked that movie, you know what I mean? You know, seems like sometimes everybody gets something but you. Like you're the guy left behind. This guy gets a spot. That guy gets a phone call. Where's my phone call? Where's my email? Where's my spot? On the few times they did give me the opportunity, I went in there and I nailed it. So why are they getting it more often than me? All this stuff that's always going to be there. I don't care how far you get into things. I don't care if you're, the biggest actor. A human being is a human being, and it's human nature to wonder why you got something and someone else didn't, But your wants could change. But it's just human nature. I'm not saying it's going to go away. It's always going to be there. But it's the wisdom. It's what you've learned. It's getting older. It's getting wiser that you realize, yeah, it'd be nice to have that. But I'm very comfortable knowing that I'm going to be one of those guys that works their ass off forever. Like, maybe you think you're going to work your ass off until you get to a certain point so that you're comfortable. I've come to terms with the fact that I'm going to be one of those guys that's never comfortable. I'm going to work my ass off forever. And God willing, if that stuff comes that you want, I don't think that I'm the type of guy, or you shouldn't try to be the type of person or artist that wants comfort. I think that's what makes a great artist. People are working so hard at something to get to that comfort of, who knows, maybe don't have to worry about bills so much, money, whatever, or gets to that comfort of like, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. What more do I have to prove? But to be one of those people, one of those artists that acknowledges that you're never going to be comfortable. And even if you get those things, you won't, because you'll have to keep working hard. Even when you get everything. If let's say you get a house, you get money, you get a deal with Netflix, whatever. You gotta be one of those artists that just, regardless of that, is going to keep working hard, because you got those things doesn't mean it's time to get comfortable. It means it's time to be better than that even, and keep growing. And if that's the mindset that you have, that's what makes a great artist, and that is what will bring you inevitable success. And if you weren't like that from the beginning, I think that all things you get, including your path, is temporary. If you were the type to just work hard until you got comfortable, I don't think that you were the best artist that you could be. And I don't think that your riches are permanent. I don't think your path is permanent. I think there's finish lines. And I feel very comfortable coming to terms that I am going to have to work hard for much, much longer to get any type of recognition. And I think that's training me to not only be a good artist, but it's training me for when the things do come, I will know and be afraid, fear, comfort. And that is what experience and wisdom and growth and aging has done to me. And when I say I don't want to insult anybody out there who's older than me by saying I'm aging or I'm old, I'm only 33 years old. I'm a young guy. But I've been beaten down by this industry. I've worked hard enough for 2 lifetimes. I've had enough jobs at one time to be several people having jobs. And I feel like I am growing as a person. So I am aging. We're all aging. You're going through new levels of where you are in your life, career, passion, art, whatever it is. You're always going through new levels. And I promise you that each level has got the same exact thing. Life repeats itself. It's just different levels. There's different people in your life causing problems on different levels, depending on the level that you were on. When you're at a big level, the same exact people who bothered you when you were at the small level, they'll seem small to you. When you're at a big level, and big people problems are right there, it's a problem. One day will grow beyond that. Those will seem like not problems either. So that's it, you guys. That's just what I wanted to talk about. The downside of getting older and the bright side is wisdom. So do we call this episode Getting Older? Do we call it wisdom, growth, experience? Or do we call it no finish lines? Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your patience. I know these episodes are short, but the days are long for me. I'm going out right now to the Comedy Store, trying to get these out to you guys. Regular homeschool podcasts, switching it up with the rewatchables movie chat in there. See, we'll try that for a little while too, and thank you guys very much for tuning in. Like I said, there's a lot of great gift ideas that sponsor the podcast. It's a great way to support the show. I would really appreciate it. Homeschoolpod.com. Click on sponsors. You'll see all the products and services that support us. And you can, there's there's like home surveillance, like pet cameras company. I got pet treats, True Dog, the dental stuff for the dogs. I got pizza ovens. We got Puffy mattress. We've got Masterclass. There's a lot of great sponsors. Go ahead and use homeschoolpod.com. Click on sponsors, and while you're there, click on merch, because that's where you're going to get the t-shirts and merch for the podcast. Help support the show. Help support live stand-up comedy and my tour all year, which has been called Only Love Can Save the World Tour. We got a great Only Love Can Save the World logo. I even got a t-shirt with the back has the tour dates, or you can get the logo on a hoodie or something. Or it's great, guys, and it really does help out a lot. All the money that from the merch that you guys buy goes towards paying the comics who open for me, paying for all of our travel expenses, and allows us to have live shows right now. Because, after the pandemic, a lot of places ain't paying for you to bring openers. They ain't paying for you to travel. You just, some of them, you're breaking even and stuff like that. So the fact that I can give jobs to younger comics in each city too is great. And that's what you're supporting when you use our sponsors, or you get a t-shirt or something like that. And right now for Cyber Week until Monday, you can use promo code. So go to Homeschooled Pod, HomeSchooledPod.com. Click on merch. You're going to click on the apparel. And then at checkout, you're going to use promo code CYBERWEEK, all caps, CYBERWEEK, for 20% off. And that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Don't forget that only love can save the world. I'm Agostino Zoida. This is Homeschooled Podcast. Peace.
Homeschooled Podcast. Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to do that at all.